Hey everyone, Stella Campbell here, professional cricketer with the Sydney Sixers and the New South Wales Breakers. I just finished a chat with Harper from the Where Do We Begin podcast, and it was a lot of fun and a lot of laughs. So make sure you tune in if you want to learn a little bit more about me. Thanks guys.
Got her, there's the edge. Campbell into the attack, draws the false shot from Badia, who didn't get behind the line of it, and the youngster picks up her first test wicket. What a moment for Stella Campbell. Stella Campbell. Got her! Got her! Got her! Got her! Got her! Got her! The youngster picks up her first test wicket. What a moment.
Hello guys, before we get into this really good, really funny chat with Stella Campbell, I thought I should just let you know that Lockie, he's been affected by the power outages in Victoria over the last couple of days. So he wasn't present for this interview, unfortunately. He just could not make it, could not happen. And something else that's happened, which is very, very exciting, very, very important to let you know, that we have launched a website, wheredowebegin.com.au. That's simple, wheredowebegin.com.au. It's got all our old episodes, it's got videos, it's got articles, it's got stuff you've never seen before, and it's that easy to access. Wheredowebegin.com.au. You can read stuff, listen to stuff, watch stuff, comment on stuff, support us, contact us, whatever you'd like to do. Wheredowebegin.com.au. Here's Stella. Hey, Stella, I reckon this might just about be the most highly anticipated, most long-awaited podcast in Where Do We Begin history, I reckon. I'm really looking forward, really excited to have you on. So thank you very much for joining me this evening.
Yeah, no worries. I'm really excited too. It should be a lot of fun.
Yeah, hope so. And I'll just say, put you under a bit of pressure straight off the bat. Last time we spoke, we chatted about a bit of a global social media superstar, global social media sensation, Maitland Brown. And we also spoke about someone who wishes she was Maitland Brown, Dixie D'Amelio. And I told you that your nickname on Wikipedia is the Aussie Dixie, referring to Miss D'Amelio, of course. But you had no idea that was your nickname or anything like that. No, I had no idea that was on your Wikipedia page. Who put it up there? So my question for you to start, have you done any investigating in the last couple of weeks and found out who's put that up there?
So I didn't actually know that was a thing. But yeah, obviously straight after we spoke, I straight went to Wikipedia and had a look, and it was there, and I was quite shocked. And then I actually went to my TikTok, and I actually saw that someone had commented it. So that was a bit of a shock. But yeah, look, I'll take it. It's very flattering for me, but it's quite funny.
If you were to put your actual nickname in there, what would it be? Or what's a nickname that you'd like to have on there?
Look, I'm pretty simple. I haven't had too many nicknames. I sort of occasionally can be called Stell or something just short like that. But I haven't really had too many nicknames that have stuck yet. There's a few floating around, but look, I'm simple. I'll take a simple nickname.
Yeah, don't mind that at all. And like you said, probably don't mind being called the Aussie Dixie. Quite flattering. But let's talk about cricket now, get into the cricket side of things. So the WBBL this season, I think you're kind of just under halfway through, but you, of course, being with the Aussie team before that, you've been on the road for, 2 months now or something? Not going to be home till late November, I think the WBBL ends. So are you kind of missing home yet? How's it all going for you?
So I think we've been on the road for just over 9 weeks now. So that's the longest time I've been away from home. So I am missing it a bit, but look, I wouldn't really want to be anywhere else at the moment. I'm really enjoying my cricket, and I'm really enjoying the WBBL. As you said, we're almost halfway done now. Obviously, we're looking to get back into the winning streak, but look, I'm having a lot of fun, and I'm not missing home too much yet, and we're in Perth at the moment, and it's really cool here. I really enjoy Perth. So look, it's a lot of fun, and I'm very lucky, I guess, to be able to do what I do.
Yeah, I think they're loving life out in Perth at the moment, COVID free for a long time. But have you ever been ever been away for this long, 2 months or so?
No, yeah. So this is the longest I've been away from home. I think before this, it would have only been maybe 4 weeks. So yeah, this is the longest stint. And I'm missing, I guess my friends and family. But yeah, look, like I said, I wouldn't want to be anywhere else.
So when you get back to Sydney, what do you reckon the first place you're going to is? So you like go out with family or friends. Is there a place that you kind of frequent? Obviously being overage now, where do you usually go?
Yeah, look, I actually thought about this the other day, and the first place I'm going to go is definitely the beach. I'm a Northern Beaches girl, and I'm missing Newport Beach so much. So I think, nice weather, I'll be straight at the beach. But yeah, look, other than that, maybe out to a restaurant with a couple of friends, but yeah, pretty low key.
Any particular restaurant that you'd recommend if any of the listeners get up to the Northern Beaches one day?
Yeah, look, I really enjoyed the Newport. It's a hotel just sort of near my house actually, but yeah, I really enjoy that. That's a nice spot on the water.
Yeah, okay, that's nice. I'm veering off a bit here. I might get back into the cricket. I think the Sixers are 7th now, but 2 and 3, I think, from 6 games, and I think you're only like 1 win off second at time of recording, which is Saturday night. What's the mood in the group like at the moment? How's everyone feeling?
Yeah, look, obviously losing isn't the best, and it's pretty tough, but ultimately I think, we're only sort of one good performance away from coming up and really taking it on the competition. So I think, we've just got to look to put our best performance out in the park, and I think, that's going to put us in really good stead, and it's just that one performance that we need to get us up the table. So yeah, look, obviously the loss is tough, but yeah, look, I think the girls are all pretty happy, and we're pretty keen to get out there tomorrow again and put our chances out there to get up the table.
So what have been the things that you've kind of been focusing on in training to improve, for the team to improve their game?
I think just trying to face different attacks. We're sort of, with our batting, we're going to be put up against a lot of different attacks, pace, spin, and medium pace as well. And that's sort of what we dedicated most of our training to last week. So that's sort of the big thing for this weekend. But yeah, look, I think consistency across all 3 areas of the game is going to help us win. And yeah, we really just need to nail all those 3 areas to put on a good performance.
Yeah, totally. Are you still kind of aiming internally to reach a grand final or winning the whole thing? What's the kind of goal, the outlook at the moment?
Yeah, definitely. I remember speaking with Maitland actually about it before the competition even started, how much we both want to win. So that's definitely still there, and the drive is still there, and we really want to, work really hard so we can do that, because yeah, obviously, you want to achieve your goals. So we're going to do absolutely everything we can, I think, to achieve that.
Yeah, okay. And might just go kind of off the BBL just for a sec, off the WBBL. And you mentioned you're from the Northern Beaches. What's the kind of cricket scene like around there? Did you have to travel too far to go to your local club playing at a young age?
Yeah, so I started off playing just with the boys up on the North Shore, and that was just because I found a friend who sort of played in the club up there, and that was sort of travelling all around the North Shore, which wasn't too far, and then I moved the next year down to the Northern Beaches Club, which it was another boys team. So yeah, I didn't have to sort of travel too far to play cricket, but yeah, there weren't too many girls teams around when I was growing up, so I was sort of forced to play with the boys, which yeah, I actually didn't mind, and I had a lot of fun when I played with them. So yeah, there's obviously a lot more cricket, especially on the Northern Beaches. I know they're doing a lot of work down there to get the girls cricket up and firing, and they've got a good competition going now. So it's, yeah, very exciting.
Yeah, I imagine you would have been a pretty intimidating presence in the attack there against all the boys. But when was the first time you started playing with girls? Was it like at state level, or when was that?
I think I played my first sort of game when I was maybe 13 or 12. I played in my primary school knockout team, and that's sort of where I first started cricket, and that was a girls team. So that was obviously in school, but yeah, look, I sort of wasn't really different for me when I was a kid playing against girls and boys. I was just playing cricket. It didn't really matter who I was playing against. obviously, as you get older, boys, bowl faster, they hit the ball harder, but it's sort of at that younger age, it's sort of really even, and it's really cool to have that competition. So it's sort of, it didn't really matter to me whether I was playing with the boys or the girls. I was just happy to be out there playing cricket.
So I imagine it's a kind of, you must, obviously you love the game, and you've got to absolutely love the game to play with boys when you're a little kid, this whole kind of boy jams, girl jams type thing. They don't like mixing when they're about 10 years old. But did you have girl mates who kind of helped you get into it or anything like that, or why did you start getting into it?
Yeah, I purely picked up cricket. I guess my sister likes to take credit. She signed up for the knockout team, a few years ahead of me, and I sort of just signed up, I guess, following in her footsteps. I pretty much just played every sport that I could. So that's sort of why I started. But yeah, I guess from there I just sort of progressed and really enjoyed it. Like you said, it's a sport that you have to enjoy, and I really did. So I'm not sure why I enjoyed it so much. I think just because it was different. But yeah, look, I had a lot of fun when I was playing, and whether it was with the boys or the girls, I just, wanted to be out there playing cricket.
What's your sister's name?
My sister's name's Casey. Yeah, she's 21, so she's a few years older than me. She doesn't play anymore. She stopped fairly early. She didn't enjoy it as much as I did.
Yeah, well, big shout out to Casey for helping create this absolute superstar of Australian cricket, if she's listening. So, hello, Casey. But do you remember the first time that you kind of went interstate to play, maybe with the state team or on any other kind of tour?
Yeah, so it would have been probably under 15s. I was playing with the New South Wales team, and that was, it was really cool. National championships and training for that kind of tournament is so much fun. And yes, I have so many positive memories of being away and traveling to play cricket. I sort of thought, when I was younger, I would never have thought I would be doing that. So to travel interstate, not have to pay for anything, all these fun, exciting things that I was being able to do was, it was so cool. And to think that, a few years down the track, I would be doing that as a job is very cool, and something, I never really thought I would ever be able to do.
Campbell on strike. Scores a level. One needed. Surely Silver Holmes has to be ready to scamper through. Vakawera bowls. Campbell's whipped that through the leg side, and that's going to run away for 4. And that's victory to the Breakers off the final delivery of the day by just 1 wicket. What a thriller here at North Sydney Oval. The Breakers win. Tasmania have put up a gallant fight, but what a game of cricket.
What a game. In just her 5th game for New South Wales, Stella Campbell has hit a 4 to win the match. They just needed 1. Wow, my heart was pumping so hard for that.
Yeah, I imagine there'd be a bit of a pep in your step walking into school just when you've come back from a tour, a bit of swagger about you. How did all your schoolmates treat you when you came back from a tour and got back to school?
Yeah, they sort of, I think a few years ago they didn't really understand, what I was actually doing and sort of cricket, and they didn't really enjoy it. But as I've gotten older, they've really embraced it, and they've really embraced me being a cricketer, and they support me 100% in everything that I do. So I'm very lucky to have close friends who love cricket now and love me playing cricket and watching. But they definitely embraced me being a cricketer. It's quite funny to walk into school and have them sort of celebrate me. But look, I'm very lucky to have the close friends that I do.
So did you still have to kind of do schoolwork virtually when you're out on tour, like we've been having to do in the last couple of years?
I did do I did online school. I did everything normal. I guess the biggest difference for me was probably my HSC last year. I was actually living in the WBBL hub. So I was sort of being shipped off to my exams privately, doing them in a separate room to everyone else. So that was quite a unique experience. But other than that, I experienced school as every other kid. I just probably had a few more days away from the classroom.
Well, what's your mentality like going into those exams when you're playing WBBL? Are you attacking those exams like you attack the wicket hard and fast, or are you kind of putting them to one side because you know you might have a bit of a career in cricket over the next decade or so?
Oh yeah, look, I wouldn't say putting them to the side. I really enjoyed school and I wanted to do well, so I wanted to, do my best and try as hard as I could in school. Obviously, it was hard having the WBBL on at the same time. It's, very hard to balance both, but I really wanted to prioritize both at that time. So, yeah, I didn't necessarily put one to the side, but look, cricket at the time, I knew I loved it and I wanted to do well in cricket. So it was hard at times to prioritize study and focusing on school, but I tried my best to do that. And yeah, look, it paid off in the end, in both aspects, I think.
Yeah, I imagine a fair few of your mates at school are probably like stacking shelves or waiting tables or something like that when they're kind of a older teenager. Did you have to like juggle a casual job on the side like that at any point, or have your only job ever been cricket?
Yeah, so actually I wouldn't call it a normal job, but I did for about 2 years. I did paper delivery just around a few local streets around my house. So that's sort of the only other job that I've really ever experienced. But I feel like I've sort of lived through my friends' jobs. They sort of tell me all the stories and tell me how their shifts go. So I feel like I've lived my casual working career through them.
Yeah, it's not something you're really missing out on, I think, to be honest. Kind of working as a 15-year-old, stacking shelves and that kind of thing. It's not the funnest time ever. And I imagine like being a professional cricketer probably pays a bit better than delivering the papers.
Yeah, look, sometimes I think I wish I had a casual job just working in a cafe or something like that. I feel like that would be a lot of fun, and a lot of my friends work together, so they have fun at their working at their jobs. So yeah, look, it might be something I've missed out on, but look, who knows? I might do it down the track as well.
Yeah, I think last time we spoke about you wanted to go into was like business management or something like that, or hospitality.
Yeah, I'm studying event management, so that's sort of something I've got my eye on for the future, I think.
Yeah, okay, awesome. So what kind of stuff is involved with that, if you see yourself doing that post-cricket or anything like that?
Yeah, so at the moment I've only sort of recently started, so it's kind of still up in the air what I'm actually going to do. But I think, I had a little vision when we were on the Gold Coast of owning a hotel or something and running all their events that they have there, because I witnessed that. So that's sort of very in the long future. But look, something like that. I'm not too sure. I'm just, looking to get through this course first and we'll go from there.
How many years have you got left in your course?
It's only 2 years, so it's short. And sort of, I guess after that, I'll try and get some work experience, whether that's internships or work practice, something like that. Just get me moving, get some experience, and then see what happens in the future.
Yeah, fair enough. I know there have been some calls to make this an event management podcast, but I probably should get back onto the sport, as that's what we're all about here. So you're obviously kind of gun from a young age. I think debuted at state level and BBL level when you were like 17 or something. Does it take a while to get used to hanging around older people, like 30-plus-year-olds who could probably be your mum? When did that kind of thing set in for you? When did you get used to being around all those types of people, if you have already?
I sort of feel like in cricket it's sort of been like age hasn't really mattered for me, especially when I was younger. I just saw the girls as my teammates. I didn't really know or care for how old they were. As I've gotten older, sort of age has, I've sort of started to notice it a bit more. But yeah, look, I think, off the field we all get on really well, and it sort of hasn't been something that I've had to really adjust to. It's kind of just like your teammates and your mates, and you can just get on. So it hasn't really been something that has affected me or, anything that I've really had to worry about too much. It's, kind of just been, we're mates.
Yeah, and when you get called up for Australia the first time, again, you told me last time that you almost forgot that the camp, that the tour was happening. But how did you find out? I think it was last month in September that you got that call up.
Yeah, so I would think I was on a walk with my best friend at the time, and yeah, I missed the call actually, and I saw his name pop up, the selector's name on my phone, that I'd missed a call from him, and I sort of thought, why am I getting a call from him at this time of year? That doesn't make any sense at all. And then yeah, I guess when I rang him, he told me about the tour, and that I'd been selected, and I was just in shock completely. And yeah, I went in the car and I told my friend, and we both just started bawling our eyes out. It was a really special moment, actually. It was really nice that I was with her. But yeah, it was definitely a big shock. And yeah, like you said, I kind of didn't put that tour in my mind at all. So it was, yeah, really cool to be selected.
How did you tell your parents?
I think I told them. I may have FaceTimed them as well. Pretty much straight after I'd finished. Yeah, I wanted to kind of tell them instantly. So yeah, I think I FaceTimed my mum straight away, and she was at work, so she couldn't fully show emotion. But she was obviously really proud and really happy. And then I think I might have actually driven to where my dad was working and told him in person, because he's been kind of my cricketing, role model and idol, and probably my biggest supporter. So I wanted to tell him in person, and I think he didn't believe me either. I think he may have started crying as well.
So tell me about your dad's cricket career. Was he just like a bit of a local legend type player, or what level did he play at?
No, he didn't really play cricket actually.
Okay.
He's sort of just been my role model, I guess, in life. Not particularly cricket. But yeah, he kind of, I don't know, he's a cricket tragic. He loves it now. But yeah, he didn't really play professionally or anything. I kind of just, I guess, looked up to him because of how much he loves it and how much he's really passionate about the sport.
Yeah, you called him your role model in life, though. What makes him such a? Obviously, our dads are almost all special to almost all of us. But what makes him such a special guy, old Mr. Campbell?
Yeah, look, like I said, he's just so passionate, and he's so outgoing and positive and friendly, and I think he's quite well known amongst the cricket group now. Everyone sort of knows, Jimmy. He loves to get around it occasionally. I will admit he has worn my playing kit to games. So yeah, like I said, he's very passionate. But yeah, look, I think he's just, he's been a role model for mine just because of, how he goes about his life and how positive and how much support he has shown me. I've been, really lucky to have him, and very grateful to have had his support.
Would I be right in saying that he's kind of the kind of supporting father that would be tuning into his daughter's podcasts?
He potentially will. I'm not sure if he knows how to work a podcast or how to get that up and running. I might have to tell him, but look, he'll probably find a way. Well,
again, what's his name? I'll give him a bit of a shout out.
His name's James, but you can call him Jimmy as well.
Okay, well, big shout out to Jimmy if he's listening. If he gets the iPhone up and running, works out how to load up Apple Podcasts. But let's get back onto the cricket. Again, I keep saying this. Let's get back onto the proper cricket stuff. You're coming into the Australian camp in around September, like I said before. Who's that first person or first few people that you're kind of drawn to straight away, you start hanging out with? Because I imagine it's a pretty intimidating environment at first.
Yeah, it was. I was very scared and nervous the first few days to be around sort of that group. It's been my dream, obviously, to be a part of. So, yeah, being there was a bit nerve-wracking, but I was really fortunate to have Maitland and Hannah Darlington, my two sort of really good mates at the time, were there with me, and I was so grateful to have them because I think we spent most days together. So I was really lucky to have them together, and it was a lot of fun being with them. So they was probably the two that I hung out the most with.
If we're talking like the kind of top shelf players here, like kind of Elise Perry and Alyssa Healy, those types, do they kind of hang out with everyone, or are they they feel like they're a bit above the rest, they stick to themselves?
Oh, they're definitely not above everyone. But yeah, look, I guess everyone's sort of, in that group, they know who they are and they know who they hang out with. They've all got their groups. So it's, you kind of just slot in where you can. But yeah, look, everyone's really friendly, and I really felt really welcomed when I came into that group. So it was really special.
Yeah, that's awesome. Definitely does kind of look like that from an outsider's point of view. But talking about the cricket games themselves, I think you sat out the first two ODIs of that series against India. Did you expect to come into that third one like you did, or was it a complete shock to you again?
Yeah, we sort of had our role clarity meetings beforehand, and sort of my role, sort of, I guess they told me, we would potentially be selecting you for the test match. So I sort of had the T20s and the ODIs, completely out of my mind. Obviously, I was training and I was looking to impress and hopefully be selected. But I did not expect to be selected at all for those games. It was definitely a big shock. So it was cool, but I did not expect to play at all.
On the morning of that debut game, what's running through your head?
I was quite nervous, but obviously I think it was more excitement. There was a pretty cool phone call to receive. So, to be able to be a part of it all and get that phone call, it made the next morning super exciting. And, I was just really keen to run out there and be a part of it all, really.
I hope the first person you got in touch with was Jimmy Campbell.
It was.
Okay, good.
Definitely,
good.
Yeah. I had to prioritise that FaceTime call to tell him.
Did he get a bit emotional in that one?
He definitely cried again, yes.
Well, let's talk about the game itself, though, now. How do you reckon you performed overall? Do you reckon the nerves kind of got the better of you, or you played your natural game and felt comfortable at that high level?
Look, obviously I was very nervous, and I sort of didn't really know sort of where I could fit in. But, look, ultimately I think I had, so much fun out there. It was crazy. It was so cool. And I really did enjoy myself. Obviously I think I was pretty lucky to get the wicket that I did. I think Molly Strano, caught it diving in from the boundary. Unreal catch.
Stella Campbell. She's dictating. Going aerial, a chance, a take! That's an outstanding catch in the outfield by Molly Strano! The substitute fielder's taken a blinder!
So I was pretty lucky to get that. But other than that, look, I just had so much fun being out there. I didn't really care, or I wasn't too worried if I performed badly or not. I just, I wanted to do what I could to help the team win. Obviously, we couldn't do that. But, look, I had a lot of fun.
Did you have any idea that you were going to be making a test debut a few days later?
That was another shock. Obviously, they had told me prior that, we would potentially be selecting me. So I sort of, I was ready to go if I needed to. But at the same time, it doesn't really sort of match up when you get that phone call that's telling you you're going to play. To receive that baggy green is so special, and it's something that, I'll never forget. In a few days that were very surreal and went very quick. But look, at the same time, I had so much fun again, and it was so cool to be involved in, that test match. It was a pretty historic game, so I'm very lucky to be involved in that one.
Yeah, before that game, though, a man who's in the UAE at the moment playing for Australia in their T20 World Cup presented you with your baggy green. Of course, Mitch Starc.
I know you've started to come out of your shell. Keep asking questions, keep learning from this fantastic group that it's awesome to be around and be a part of. There's a wealth of experience. I'm sure it's going to be a whirlwind week. Try and take it all in. As I said, keep trying to learn from this group, ask questions. I'm sure everyone who's been a part of your journey so far is extremely proud of what you've achieved over this short space of time with the green and gold. It's no doubt it'll be another big week for you. Enjoy the journey of all the ups and downs that it might bring, but today you're now Cap 178 and you'll always be an Australian Test cricketer. It's my pleasure to welcome another fast bowler to the Test cartel.
How was that?
That was unreal. I'd sort of spoken to him a few days prior about sort of the pink ball and if he had any advice or anything like that. So, for him to present me my baggy green a few days later was an unreal moment. And, he said some really special things and really nice words and a lot of encouragement. To receive that from someone like him, who's just, an outstanding person and an outstanding role model as well for young people, young cricketers across the country, it was very cool. And again, really fortunate to have received that from him.
Yeah, I know he's in that camp, but he must be a super open, friendly guy for 19-year-old Stella Campbell just to go up to him and ask for a bit of bowling advice.
Yeah, absolutely. I think he's one of the nicest people off the cricket field out there, and I think a lot of people will agree with me there that he's just an outstanding person, and he's just got time for everyone. So no question was a silly question to him, and he was always willing to answer anything.
Yeah, what kind of things do you tell you? Any kind of cricket tactical advice that you can let the listeners in on from Mitch Stark?
Look, not too much. Look, he just sort of, wanted to give me some advice potentially about the test match and the strategy that goes into that, and the pink ball as well. Obviously, that was all new to me. I hadn't sort of played anything longer than 2-day cricket, and I hadn't played with the pink ball. So all new things that I was able to learn off him as well. So, he said a few things, but mostly, it was just encouragement. Like I said, he was just, super happy for me and just wanted me to go out there and play my natural game.
Man, the advice probably went all right. If you got a couple of wickets in that game, so probably didn't go too bad.
Yeah, I think I was. I don't know. I think I was probably pretty lucky with those wickets again.
Come on!
The rain sort of got hold of
skill.
us.
No luck there. You make your own luck.
Look, I'll take it. It was a really cool moment. I'll probably again never forget it.
Got her. There's the edge. Campbell into the attack. Draws the false shot from Badia, who didn't get behind the line of it. And the youngster picks up her first test wicket. What a moment for Stella Campbell.
Absolutely awesome. But with the bat, though, you did get time to bat in the second innings. But in the first innings, you faced one ball and it kind of looked like the game was petering out a bit. It looked like it was going to be a draw. Maybe India had the upper hand slightly, so no one thought that Australia was going to declare. But then Meg Lanning declares after you faced one ball. How do you feel when that surprise gets sprung on you?
I said fair enough. I would want me off that pitch too. So, I probably should have said to her thank you after. But, look, it was a lot of fun actually to go out there and just pad up and wear whites and white pads. It was all something, I hadn't done since junior cricket. So, being out there batting in a test match was something that was really cool and something I may not get the chance to do ever again. So, I just took it up on me. I was very nervous on the sidelines. I don't think I spoke to anyone. I couldn't even look at anyone. I just watched every ball with intent. And then, obviously, when I walked out there, the heart was racing. But, I think got hit on the pads on the first ball, and then Meg was like, we need to get her off. So we declared, which is quite funny.
Yeah, and I bet your old man Jimmy back in the Northern Beaches is very proud of Stella for not being dismissed, playing in a test match and not being dismissed. I bet he's bragging to all his mates about that one.
I think what did he say? He might have jokingly said something about red ink in a test match. I think I've gotten that from a few people actually, which is quite funny. I guess I'll take it. No average yet, but that's not to worry.
Oh, yeah, love that. And a bit of a kind of debate that's been swirling around in regards to women's cricket, the length of the test matches. Do you reckon 4 days or 5 days? What's your kind of preferred option there?
Look, for the moment, I think we're happy with 4 days. Obviously, in the future, I would love to have 5 days. That's more cricket and, more time, especially for washouts. We had a day of rain there. We pretty much lost a day. Essentially, we played a 3-day test match, which is definitely pretty hard to take 20 wickets in 3 days. So ultimately, I think in the next few years, if we can get 5 days, that'd be awesome. And I think, we're on the right path to do that. But for the moment, 4 days is where we're at. So we'll keep doing that and keep working to win as many as we can. Look, in a few years, I think it'll be really cool to have 5 days.
Yeah, for all of us who love cricket, it's going to be very exciting when 5 days gets put into women's test matches, and I think it will be quite annoying for the people who don't like cricket for their mates to be sitting on the couch for 5 days instead of 4. But you've done a fair bit of media in the last couple of months or so with all this Australian stuff and kind of shooting up and becoming like an absolute prodigy, really. And I think your coach, the Aussie coach Matthew Mott, he said was very excited about you after that test match. And you don't know this, no one knows this, but Lisa Stella told me that she was very excited about you as well, the former Aussie captain.
To be honest, she came in and looked strong at the crease and bowled with some good heat. And the exciting thing is that she's, got another few years of development and getting stronger and understanding her skills. So she's only going to get better.
Have you kind of felt the pressure too much from the media, or are you taking it in stride more?
Oh, thanks. That's very flattering for me. But look, I don't really like to read into the media too much. I think, occasionally it's not always going to be positive. So, when it's not going too well, I don't really want to get caught up in it too much. Obviously, when you are doing well, it's nice to read things that are, positive and uplifting for you. But, look, I tend to sort of try and stay away from it as much as I can, just because I know it can be harmful. But obviously also it's really positive when you're doing well. But look, those are nice things that those people have said, and look, as I said, very flattering for me.
In terms of playing Test cricket, what's the step up like from state cricket and even WBBL? How much higher is the level, and how much more kind of nerve-wracking is it, I suppose?
Look, it's obviously a big step up. International cricket is probably, the peak of the pyramid. So it's, very, very much up there. Look, I said it's a lot of fun and I really enjoyed it. So, I guess, you kind of just immerse yourself in the environment. You're able to sort of just do the best you can. Look, it is definitely a step up, and the nerves are definitely increased. But look, it's a lot of fun.
Yeah, I spoke about the kind of media praise that you got before, but in your own eyes, in your own view, what's kind of made you a player who's so young, has debuted for the Australian team, and what are your real strengths as a player?
Look, I guess my sort of advantage is my height. That's sort of something, I guess, that's made me stand out from the others. It's, there's not too many 6'1" female fast bowlers out there. So that's probably been my main advantage, my career, which is something I've taken in my stride now. I think, I used to probably not enjoy it as much, but now it's sort of just, part of who I am. So that probably puts me, away from the others. Look, I guess I just like to run in and be an attacking fast bowler, and sometimes it doesn't pay off, but when it does, it's really enjoyable.
Yeah, what do you kind of want to focus on in the next few years or so in this massive period of importance for your development? What do you really want to add to your game and strengthen?
I guess I sort of just want to bring about some more consistency. I want to, really be able to, be a threatening bowler and be someone that, batters don't want to face. There's a few of those already in our game. So if I can sort of, work on that consistency and work on being someone that's really tough to score off, I think that'll, help me a lot and be really good for me and hopefully help the teams as well that I play in.
I've got we're coming towards the end before we get to our fun little final segment. I've got a couple of kind of deep questions now. I'm not sure if you've even thought about this before. What do you want to have achieved by the end of your career? Hopefully, it will be a long and prosperous career. But what do you want to have targets? Do you want to have hit by then?
Right. I guess playing for Australia is always going to be the top. So if I can do that in all three formats for as long as possible, that'll be, very cool. I don't know if that will happen ever, but that's, I guess, a good goal to have that probably most female cricketers in the game at the moment do have that as well. So, look, ultimately that, and then probably winning a World Cup, seeing the girls win the World Cup last year or 2020, whenever it was, that was an unreal moment. And, to see the joy and pure elation that they had after that final. That was definitely their goal and something that I would love to be a part of one day. It looked, unreal.
Australia's triumphant women's cricket team is still celebrating after claiming the T20 World Cup final at a packed MCG. The victory was the most watched women's sporting event in history, and they capped it off with a once-in-a-lifetime party with pop superstar Katy Perry.
Did you go to that game?
I did. I was in the crowd. Yeah, I had so much fun. I think that was probably one of the best days of my life, honestly. I had so much fun just watching, and especially having Katy Perry after the concert. That was also really cool.
Oh, yeah, I was going to say, that concert kind of turned me on to Katy Perry a bit there. I had a bit of a period of listening to a fair few of Katy Perry's songs. She's got some good ones.
Yeah, me too. I sort of, I didn't really listen to her music too much before that concert, but then after that, I think I was the same. I was listening to it all the time.
Yeah, that concert was seriously so good. It's probably one of the best concerts I've been to. It was.
Yeah, it
awesome.
was.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
And hot and cold as well. What a bagger. I remember she performed that. The MasterChef theme song, of course.
Yeah.
I said I was going to ask deep questions, but this is the important stuff. Katy Perry, what a legend.
No, I agree. Yeah, I feel like that happens with concerts. Once you see someone live, you just love all their music. So, yeah, I think I've blasted a lot of her songs for the following 2 weeks or however long. It was very cool.
Oh, yeah. I went to that game with my dad and my mate, and it took a bit of time for Katy Perry to set up the stage. Well, not Katy Perry herself, but for the people to set up the stage and all that. So my mate, he left after half an hour, and I've never let him forget about that. Absolutely shocking.
Oh, no. He's missed out. He's missed out big time.
He has missed out big time, big time. I bet he's very, very jealous of me. So hello, Xavier, if you're listening to the show. But were you mates
Xavier.
with anyone? Xavier, I know. Were you mates with anyone in that team that won that World Cup final?
I'm pretty good friends with Ash Gardner. We get along well, so I think I may have signalled to her on the field, after congratulations or whatever it was. But yeah, look, obviously, good friends with most of the girls there now, so it was really cool to see, and I think they had a lot of fun after they won that game.
Oh, rightly so. I bet they would have had a lot of fun, exactly. But I promised some deep questions. I'm going to just kind of get off the Katy Perry just for a sec. I asked what you wanted to kind of achieve in your career. And I know you've got kind of stuff on the side and you're going to do stuff after cricket, obviously. So bit of a deep one here, uncharacteristic for this podcast, maybe. What do you kind of want to have achieved in life by the time you get a bit older and maybe 70 or 80 years old?
Wow, okay, that is deep. I guess I haven't really thought about that too much. I'm kind of living in the moment, I guess you could say at the moment. But look, I guess I sort of just want to be a good person. Is that sort of something, I guess, I want to be remembered, as someone who looked out for other people and, who cared for other people. So very simple, but at the moment I'm sort of happy if that's sort of all I achieve, if I'm just looking out for other people. There's obviously bigger things that I could do, setting up charities and foundations and all that stuff to help other people. But look, I guess if I'm doing anything I can to help other people, I'm going to be pretty happy and living a pretty good life.
Stella Campbell Foundation has a nice little ring to it. If you made your own foundation, what do you reckon you'd be supporting?
This is a good one. Probably something in youth, something for the youth. I like youth people, so something like that. I'm not entirely sure.
Okay, that's fair enough.
That's fair enough. Put some work into my foundation. That's pretty embarrassing.
And as all the listeners know, we've just made a website for Where Do We Begin. So if you want a hand with setting up the Stella Campbell Foundation's website, I'm here for you. I'll do that. No worries at all.
All right, that might have to be it.
Yeah, but you've had so many highlights in your life so far. You spoke about that World Cup final that you went to being one of the best days of your life. Is there a kind of moment that you remember now and you feel you might be telling your grandkids about in, 50, 60 years' time?
At that game or in general?
Oh, just in general, in anything, with your career, with that game, absolutely anything.
I'd say probably my Australian debut, that first game, the ODI. It was pretty hard to beat that. Obviously, the Test debut was really cool as well, and owning a baggy green, that's probably something that I'm never going to lose, and I'm going to have with me for my whole life, hopefully. So. Yeah, I think, stepping out and playing for Australia is a pretty unreal moment. And I think, anyone who's ever done it is probably going to agree with me and say it's a pretty unreal feeling to be able to walk out there and represent your country. I think I had tears in my eyes when we were singing the anthem, just because of how surreal it felt. And I was out there. I think I was next to my good friend Hannah Darlington, and I think I may have looked at her and just almost started crying because of how happy I was to be there, and how proud to be able to sing that and walk out there and represent my country. It's definitely something that I'll hopefully tell the grandkids about one day.
Totally. And I've got no doubt that Jimmy was standing up off the couch with tears in his eyes singing the anthem as well at that very same moment. But where do you keep your baggy green, actually? Do you always have it kind of take it out with you, everything like that?
Yeah, I've carried it. I carried it with me for many weeks after, but I've actually sent it back home now. So it's back home with my family, and they're taking good care of it.
Well, there has been some chaos around Australia Post recently, so who knows what could happen to that baby green. I hope it gets home safe. That's all I'll say. I really hope that it gets home to Jimmy and your mum and maybe Casey, is it your sister? Hope
Casey,
they all see it very safely.
Yeah, no, it's home safe now. I've received evidence, so I'm glad about that. But I know they're going to be taking good care of it. I think my dad will be wearing it, if not looking at it every second of the day.
Totally. He's probably framed it on the wall already if Australia Post hasn't stolen it from him. But I just realised we've given a shout out to your sister and your dad. Have you got a mum? Well, obviously, have you got mum? What's your mum's name? And have you got any other siblings?
My mum's name's Monica. She hasn't been too much of a cricket tragic, but she's gotten into it more recently, and she enjoys watching it. So, it's just us two, my sister, me, and mum and dad, and my family. But everyone sort of has gotten around cricket. I think dad's convinced them to watch most games. So, they enjoy it now.
Well, again, big shout out to Monica. And if Jimmy has worked out the iPhone, like I said before, he's very much welcome on the podcast, because I bet he'd be an entertaining fella to talk to. But one final question that we always ask at the end of every episode. I know you're only 19, and I probably wouldn't know what to answer to this question, being around the same age as you, but have you got like a life philosophy, any quotes or anything like that you live by and kind of let guide your decisions?
A quote. I don't have a quote as such.
It doesn't have to be a quote, just like a life philosophy, anything like that.
Yeah, I guess.
Or nothing. Probably. Fair enough if you got it.
I guess I like to live my life, I guess, with a smile on my face. I like to enjoy everything that I do, and I think if I have a smile on my face, I'm having a good day, and I'm enjoying what I'm doing. So, I guess as much as I can, just smile and enjoy it. That's what I would say to most people out there in their life or in cricket or wherever it is. If you're smiling, you know you're having a good time.
Well, you've made me smile throughout this podcast. I hope you made some of the listeners smile as well. And the smiles are going to keep on going through to the end of this podcast, because, of course, it's time for our favourite segment with a special guest, the Where Do We Begin quiz. And I'll hit the music. And, of course, I mentioned that we've got a very special guest. It's Stella, it's your teammate, Lauren Cheatle, joining us for the Where Do We Begin quiz. Of course, Lockie's not here, so you need another person to go up against. So, Lauren, Stella, I'll tell you how this works. I've got 5 questions. These 5 questions all have some kind of loose, vague connection to Stella and her career. It's very loose, very vague. And your name is your buzzer, so buzz in with Lauren or Stella. And, see how it goes. You guys ready to go?
Great, sounds good. If you don't win this, they're about you. Okay, we're ready.
Okay, we'll start with question 1, of course. So I believe, Stella, you were born on the 15th of June, 2002. Another event that happened on the 15th of June 2002. There was a martial artist and a South Korean army general. He was called Choi Hong-hee. He died of cancer at the age of 83, this guy Choi Hong-hee. Which Olympic sport is he regarded as the founder of? South Korean martial artist and army general.
Do we get multiple choice?
Okay. He's a martial artist. He's South Korean, and it's an Olympic sport.
Stella. Judo?
Judo is incorrect.
Oh.
Lauren, you want to have a shot?
I feel so dumb. What's the other one? Stella.
Stella, you can't buzz in again until Lauren gets it wrong or gets it right. But Lauren, do you want to have a stab or just?
What did you say? Judo. Sumo wrestling?
Sumo wrestling is incorrect again. I'm afraid, Stella. I mean, you can buzz in if you want. Yeah.
Okay. Taekwondo.
Taekwondo is absolutely correct.
Yeah.
Stella Campbell on 1 point, 1-0 up.
Yeah.
We'll move on to question 2. Very nicely done, Stella. This question 2 is the closest to the pin question, and Stella and I were talking about before how her nickname on Wikipedia is the Aussie Dixie, referring to Dixie D'Amelio. So closest to the pin. How many likes does Dixie D'Amelio have on TikTok?
Oh, Stella's a TikToker.
Stella?
2 billion?
2 billion's incorrect, but it's closest to the pin. So you still could get it. Lauren, do you want to have a shot?
I reckon it's more than that. So 2 billion and 1.
2 billion and 1 is closer because it is 3.1 billion. Level the scores. Nicely done, Lauren. Okay, we'll move on to question 3. It's 1-1. Very tight contest we've got here. So this third question, I'm going to read the lyrics to the song that was number 1 on your 9th birthday, the 15th of June 2011. Very significant date, that one. So this was number 1 in Australia on the 15th of June 2011, and you can just buzz in anytime you want when I read out these lyrics. So I'm going to skip the kind of start of it because it gives it away a bit, but I'll go from the first verse. In the club, party rock, looking for your girl, she on my jock, huh? Non-stop when we in the spot. Booty moving weight like she on the block. Woo. Where the drank, I got to know. Tight jeans, tattoo, cause I'm rock and roll. Stella.
Party rock anthem?
Party rock anthem is absolutely correct.
Yes!
Do you know who it's by? Do you know who it's by?
Redfoo?
Yeah, well, LMFAO, which is his band, absolute superstar band there, up there with Katy Perry, like we were talking about before, I reckon. Yeah. We love it. Nicely done. 2-1 up. You much of a fan of Redfoo and his crew?
Not really, but I remember that one line, tight jeans, for some reason. That rang a bell. 9-year-old Stella. Yeah. Loved it.
Lauren, what about you? Much of a fan?
They used to play one of their songs before we ran out for the Sixers, so we probably should have got that earlier than that. But
there you go, bit of a connection there. But we'll move on to question 4. So there's a woman who goes by the name of Angela Merkel. She had been the leader of her country for 16 years, but chose not to run in the federal election of this country on the 26th of September this year, which was the date of your ODI debut, Stella. Which country is Angela Merkel from and still technically the leader of?
Stella?
Quite a big, prominent country, Stella.
Germany?
Germany. You were I saw you were going to start that word with a G there, and you've got it absolutely right. Germany is correct, and you have gone 3-1 up. On fire.
Yeah.
On fire.
Wow. International politics. It was I actually have a bit of German heritage. My grandmother's German, so that's why you knew that.
Runs in your blood. We'll move on to question 5. It's the last question, but Lauren is still in with a shot because this last question is a who am I question, and I'm going to give you clues, starting off with a 5-point clue, going all the way down to a 1-point clue. You can buzz in when you want, 5-point, 4-point clue, whatever. But once you buzz in and get it wrong, you can't buzz in again until the other person bombs out and gets it wrong. So start with a 5-point clue. Lauren, you need to get 3 points to win this thing outright. For 5 points. I was born on the 16th of August, 1962, to parents Harriet and Edwin in Concord, Massachusetts, in the United States of America. Bit tricky from there. 5-point clue is always a bit tricky, so we'll move on to the 4-point clue. I played ice hockey, lacrosse, and an instrument called the fife while in high school before going to Denison University, where I joined an improv comedy troupe called Burpee's Seedy Theatrical Company. Move on to the 3-point clue. We make the first couple really hard. Probably a bit unfair.
No pressure.
For the 3-point clue, unless you want to take it to a tie break, you got to get it here, or might call it a super over with the cricket theme in this podcast. But for the 3-point clue, I received the 2,570th star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame in 2016. Have lent my voice to movies including Over the Hedge, Horton Hears a Who, and Despicable Me, and was nominated for Best Actor at the 2015 Oscars.
I'm no good with actors. No. We're going to have to move on.
Lauren, do you want to have a shot to win it outright, or do you want to go for 2 points and try to force a super over tiebreak type situation?
Can I ask what those movies were again?
The movies, Over the Hedge, Horton Hears a Who, and Despicable Me, and was also nominated for Best Actor in 2015 at the Oscars.
1962, how old would that make you?
He's 59.
He?
I've given away a clue there. I probably shouldn't have. He is 59 years old. Yep. And we haven't revealed the link to Stella yet. So there's some kind of link to Stella Campbell, some very vague link.
I don't know. No.
Shall I move on to 2-point clue?
Please.
Okay, sure. So for 2 points, movie characters I've played include Evan Baxter, Brick Tamland, Andy Stitzer, and John Ulether DuPont.
I don't know any of those characters. It's terrible. He is 50-something. I don't even know what any of those characters are from.
Do you want to have a wild stab at someone who could be connected to Stella in some way, just to force a tiebreaker?
I have no idea.
Come on.
Well, Stella, you could go as well. You claim a big win if you get it here.
I don't want to bomb. I don't want to have to get out.
I am nowhere near answering this question. I would have no clue. This is terrible. I think we're going to have to move on.
Okay, we'll move on. That means Stella's claimed the win. I'll play the little victory music after this clue. But for 1 point, it doesn't really matter anymore. But I'm perhaps most known for playing Michael Scott in a sitcom that ran from 2005 to 2013.
We're so bad at this.
Wow, okay. I thought this guy was fairly well known. Usually the 1 point clue totally gives it away. It's probably bad quiz writing on my part. I'll give you another clue. Obviously, it's an actor, and his initials are SC.
Oh, same initials. Stephen.
What was that answer? Sorry, Lauren.
Is that his name? Steve Carell. Is that his name?
Steve Carell is absolutely correct. But unfortunately, you've left it too little, too late. So play the victory music for Stella. Very nicely done. Anyone you'd like to dedicate that win to? Anything like that, Stella? Very well done.
Well, probably my friends and family at home. They've, taught me everything I know so far. So I'm grateful for them.
Yeah, massive shout out to the Campbell clan. And that just about wraps us up for the show. If anyone's interested, Stella, you're going to be doing a takeover on the Instagram story at WDWB Pod on Tuesday, tomorrow. So keep an eye out for that one. Guys, Lauren, thank you very, very much for joining us on the quiz. Kind of saving the day here in the absence of Lockie due to that power outage, which is a bit unfortunate. So, Lauren, thank you very much.
Thank you for having me. I got one question right, so I was definitely a passenger, but I'm glad I could give Stella the win today. Because it's
you got the TikTok question, and that's perhaps the most important question in this whole podcast. So well done to you on that.
Thank you.
Give yourself a pat on the back. There you go. And Stella, thank you very, very much for joining me on this episode of the show. It's been an absolute pleasure.
No worries. Thanks so much, Harper. Thanks for having me. I really, really enjoyed it.
In the club, party rock. Looking for your girl, she on my jock. Non-stop when we in the spot. Booty moving weight like she on the block. Where the drank, I got to know. Tight jeans, tattoo, cause I'm rock and roll.